All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, January 17th. We've got two big, huge, gigantic football games today in the NFL division playoffs. We've also got a big slate of NBA, NHL, and there'll be time for a few basketball games in college. I'll pick six games out of the complicated schedule tomorrow, but we know it's about the NFL playoffs, so we'll go over those big games. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves, flying solo tonight here just after midnight in Las Vegas. So sit back and spend a couple of hours here with me and go over the card here for Saturday. But I want to take a look at some of the winners from Friday. First, I want to say hello to the folks in the chat pros here with Timmy and Cal Dog. He's ready to roll as well. Mr. Weskers is here. The crew is ready to give me my picks here today. And also Cal Dog. All right, guys. Great to see you in the chat, ready to go here. And we'll let a few more people come rolling on in here for our previews, but just take a look at some of the action here from Friday night. And we had some winners going down for sure in NBA action here last night on the show. We did pull off some winners here on Night Moves last night, including the under with the Bulls and the Nets there yesterday, as the Nets were able to pull off that win at home. Hey, I had a premium here at Tony's on that game last night. Went 1-0 in the NBA with a premium there on the Brooklyn Nets, laying those points there yesterday in the 112 to 109 victory. Also brought home a winner on the Night Move show in the game between the Pelicans and the Pacers. We had the over here on the show last night. And, went for 246 in that one. Also had a winner here on the show with that one. All right, and also some winners in the NHL here yesterday on the show included the game between, let's see, what was it there? Oh, the Sharks. Oh, it was a push, the Sharks and the Red Wings. But just to recover some of those scores here last night, man, how about Carolina putting up those nine? That was one winner we didn't have. Carolina 9-1 over Florida yesterday. Also, Colorado went down to defeat their 7-3 to Nashville. Why weren't we on the Nashville Predators? We usually are there. And the Kings late night lose to the Ducks in overtime there last night. Late night action in the National Hockey League. It actually went to a shootout there. The Ducks were able to get the win. College basketball yesterday. Providence over Creighton last night. Just a second win for Providence in conference play this year, but they were able to get it done there over Creighton last night. Kansas rocked Baylor. I had a premium on the under in that game last night here on the site. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and check it out and see who else did well on the handicapper leaderboards. Hello to Helton Andrade in the chat. Also, Nexus is here, and Jerry Jones joining me here tonight as well. Also, last night, DePaul over Marquette. How about DePaul? They're beating Marquette. Man, Marquette, can you believe it? The last time DePaul finished 500 in conference play was in 2007, and well, they were able to get by Marquette. So I think that says something for maybe more on Marquette than for DePaul here right now. Although that 6'7" senior Gunn, he had 31 points for DePaul. I really haven't had a player like this in quite a while. Kent did beat Toledo 87-84. Kent's 5-1. They're just a game behind Miami. Also, Ball over Ohio U 76-71. Dayton got past Loyola Chicago there on Friday night. All right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboard, see who's hot, get you ready for the action here in Saturday's games. Here we go over at Tony's Picks. You get our premium picks over there at Tony's Picks. Always the best plays over at Tony's. Let's bring up the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, and then get set up for a great night of action here on Saturday. We've got to promote the site here. I'm having just a little bit of technical issues. Here we go. All right. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards here. And yesterday we had some sharp winners here with Solo going 6-2, Stephen Duncan firing away there in the National Hockey League for a 7-3 performance. And I was up there with 2-1 yesterday. Mentioned my two winners there, doubles a couple of winners. Brian Palmer as well. Over the last week here, you got some Solo flying high there on top. And over the last month, you got Al Ninos up 11 2/3 units. And take a look at all the guys still here on the leaderboards for the month so far, for the year so far. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout, save 15% off those premium pick packages, including mine over there on Saturday. I'm already locked and loaded here in the NFL with a 3-pack of games actually for Saturday and Sunday. So check me out over at Tony's Picks with my divisional 3-pack here. I've got my 3 best games ready to go in the NFL here for the division playoffs. We're hopefully going to give you some winners here right now in the NFL division playoffs for the action here on Saturday, previewing both games. Let's get to it. And you're welcome to comment in the chat, and I'll show your picks on the screen as well. All right, the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos, and man, you don't see this too often. Just a 1 point, but the Bills were favored, remember, when this line came out, and the Broncos have kind of subtly moved to the favorite here. Or I don't know, but subtly, it feels like a thud the way everybody's talking about it. The Broncos are favored at home by 1 point against the Bills here. Believe it or not. Here, you usually don't see this type of role. You rarely see home underdogs in the divisional round, and you won't hear. But like I said, the Bills did open the favorite. A lot of momentum after what they did in their last game for sure, and that's part of the key to this whole thing because of Josh Allen. I mean, look. Bo Nix is coming along just fine. I don't know what his time frame is supposed to look like here as the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Hey, he's had his ups and downs, and even this year, right? Stellar performances and subpar performances too. But it's just part of the growth process. But still, this is a revenge game. Remember from last year's wild card game for the Denver Broncos. I mean, that has to loom large, right? I mean, that was a thumping there in Buffalo, 31-7. Remember last year. So for the Bills, they got their first road playoff win, remember, in basically 30 plus years last week. They're 1-8 straight up on the road, their last 9 playoff games, but that win did come last week. Bills have held 5 of their last opponents to under 3 yards, and Denver can sometimes have some problems getting loose on offense here, especially if the opponents get tougher. The Bills have won 6 of their last 7 and 9 of their last 12 games coming in. The Bills just an underdog for the 4th time now this season, I guess, officially, if you look at it, right, with the Broncos favored by 1. But they are 3-0 as an underdog so far this season. Now, this is the 6th road game for the Bills in the last 9 weeks coming in. I mean, after a while, you'd think it would take its toll, especially what we've seen with the Bills right now in this offense coming in with, as a shorthanded. I mean, they did announce some guys promote some guys here, guys we're familiar with from the practice squad here a little bit, trying to build out the receiving core here because of the injuries to Buffalo. You do have Khalil Shakir, who had a incredible game last week. 12 receptions for Shakir last week on 12 targets in the win over Jacksonville. From there, it was really tough sledding. You did have Brandon Cooks pull in 3 receptions, so maybe for Allen, it's not such a big deal who is in there. It's just that beyond that, you got uh, Keon Coleman. He did have a 36-yard reception in the game. And then just today, Curtis Samuel and Mecole Hardman, people you can be familiar with for sure here, added to the roster here. Look, it should be a pretty decent matchup here for Dalton Kincaid and also Knox. I think both tight ends. I mean, that's one area that Denver seems to have trouble with. Now, we know that Denver has a top-rated run defense, and against Cook, I mean, that's the key for Buffalo. And, will Buffalo kind of abandon the run a little bit? I mean, it looked like, they kind of did so last week, right? They couldn't really get Cook cooking, and he just had 46 yards. Eventually, they kind of abandoned the run there a little bit, and it was the same thing with Jackson against Jacksonville. Now, look, they won the game, but they were going up against the number one run defense in that game, and Cook didn't really get off. And here now, I think they're going up against probably the number 2 run defense in the league, in the Denver Broncos. So I think, we will see them maybe still have to revert or want to revert to the pass. It's just that Denver's defense is so good. It's not kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I almost think that people are forgetting that the Denver Broncos borderline historical defense here this season. You could question some of the schedule with the Broncos, but the numbers would say that these guys are pretty awesome defensively here. So what do you see? Let me hear from you in the chat if you'd like. Now, look, Denver here should be able to run the ball. It's just that they're not explosive from the running back position with Harvey. In fact, watch for Harvey actually to maybe be more involved in the passing game. I think what you're going to see is a lot of passing from Bo Nix actually here against this Buffalo team. And again, I think you're going to look for R.J. Harvey. Also, watch out for Jaleel McLaughlin. I think he's being overlooked in the matchup here. I think he's going to get a lot more action. He's somebody I actually am looking to target in the prop game here. Also, I'm looking to target Harvey in his receptions or reception yardage here. Probably one of my the guys that I'm really looking for on Denver are Harvey and McLaughlin. These are the guys that I want to play in the props tomorrow here with this matchup. Buffalo does a real good job pass defense-wise. So even though Bo Nix will go to the air, I think he has to loosen it up with short passes to the backs because it could be a really rough for Cortland Sutton. Although Tony Franklin, Troy Franklin. He's got you're going to want to look at. Now, look, I think he should get more than 2.5 receptions here. I think I really want to look at Troy Franklin in this game as another guy that I'm kind of looking forward here to get it going here. But other than that, I really have concerns for some of the Broncos passing attack here. For the Broncos, of course, they've won 13 of their last 14 games overall. They've also gone 9-3 at home in their last 12 home playoff games over the years. Bo Nix, of course, that was his first playoff start last season. It was a rough one for sure, but back home right now, can they turn that one completely around? Peyton is 9-9 in his career as a playoff head coach. McDermott is 8-7. The Bills are basically in this decade 0-4 against teams named the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs and 8-1 against everybody else. So Buffalo has won 6 of the last 8 meetings in the series, although the teams have split the last 8 games here in Denver. Denver just 3-4 against the spread as a home favorite this season, which they are right now. And They've gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. The last 6 years, the number 1 seeds in this round are just 4-8 against the spread, but they've always been laying pretty much more points than just one here right now. So we can go to the chat if you'd like and hear from you. Make your pick. Get ready. Buffalo and Denver here on Saturday. Here we go. Thanks to everyone who commenting here in the chat today as we get ready. I have to scroll back here a little bit. Got some great comments here to look at with this one. I want to say hello and welcome to Pablo Quartzen in the chat. Welcome, Pablo. First timer here with me, I believe, on Night Moves. All right, Timmy Chushu says, give me the Bills. We could see the 2 QBs blow up later in the day, I think is what he's saying here. Look, these are still don't just forget about the Denver Broncos and this defense, right? I mean, really the best in the game. Mr. Wescozo has concerns certainly with Bo Nix. Here's Red Wings on Buffalo, Cal Dog on Buffalo. Look, Josh Allen is the wild card in this whole thing, right? He can pretty much carve up any defense. And Mr. Wesker says it right there. I mean, this is a really kind of a record-setting defense, a Super Bowl caliber defense, no doubt about it when it comes to the Denver Broncos. It's just been the growth, development of Bo Nix. And, you could argue that wide receiver, yes, Sutton can have some nice games, but also, Evan Ingram, has he really done what we needed out of the tight end spot? I will say this, with Evan Ingram and this, Troutman's in there, but the Broncos are going to be sneaking Nate Adkins in there in this one. So you're going to want to look for Adkins here as a long shot play. If you're looking for maybe a prop in the long shot category, maybe a touchdown here or something. But Nate Adkins, this is, you're really not going to find him too much on the depth charts here, but, he basically has not had a reception all season long, but we've heard that Adkins could be a part of this offense here on Saturday. So watch for him. Really has done nothing, and you're going to get some great odds here if you can find him on some of the books. I'm kind of leaving him off because he's actually tight end number 3, but there's been some rumblings that Adkins could be the surprise man in the Broncos offense here. I might be throwing a dart or two as well, but the beat writers on this one usually right here. Okay, let's see here. We got a trifecta on the unders for LALV. Red Wings, Buffalo, this is it. I mean, they've got it. This feels like, I don't think the window's ever closing on Buffalo, but they still got big things to come moving into their new stadium. Want to say hello to Helton Andrade here. He's got the Bills plus 1.5, or if they fall behind here, he says maybe you can take them again. Yeah, Timmy, I agree. I think the Bills' pass defense, they might even be underrated here. So I have worries here for Sutton, Franklin, and Mims. But, one other guy, and I point these other guys out because Denver has, good balance in their depth. I don't think they have the explosive players that you expect. But I also want to take another long shot here with rookie Pat Bryant. He didn't play against Kansas City, but he did come back and have 4 receptions in the last game against the Chargers. We know it was kind of a mop-up game there a little bit, but as we knew they were going to win. But watch for Pat Bryant here from Illinois, another long shot player here for the Broncos. This is what Peyton does. So that's kind of why I look to some of the other guys on the Broncos. All right, Andre says Bills and a money line under. Cal Dog says Allen has to prove him. He has nothing to prove to me, Cal Dog. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. This is a game where he can prove himself, I think is what Cal Dog's saying. We all believe in Josh Allen, that's for sure. Personal account on the Broncos, regardless, here in this one. And let's see here. And Mr. Weskers does like the revenge factor a little bit. LALB has weather concerns in this game here in Denver. Um, I did not see that. In fact, I thought it was supposed to be very, very calm, actually. So that is actually news to me right now. The AccuWeather NFL report says winds 6 to 7 miles an hour. So looks like the weather is a change in there in Denver. Still pretty cold, 36 degrees, but hey, that's great football weather. Cal Dog does like Cook to go here. I would be totally surprised, Cal Dog, actually, against this Denver defense. Like I said, I believe they tank the run because it isn't working, and they try to go to the pass, and that could be problems too. But like I said, Kincaid and Knox to me are the guys to look to, and also I think Keon Coleman. I think it's tough. I think Shakir is not going to get anywhere close to 12 receptions in this game. Well, I guess that's an easy prediction, but I almost want to take Shakir under. The volume might be too high that he still could get over his props, but I'm actually down on Shakir and Cooks in this game. I'd look to Coleman a little bit, but I think Kincaid and Knox, although uh, they both are healthy coming in here. It's just that Kincaid was limited all week in practice, but he was cleared in the final injury report. And Knox, I mean, he's the guy that gets it in the red zone, so it's almost like, it could go either way, obviously. We remember Kincaid's famous play there, but in Buffalo, or non-play, remember, but Knox seems to be getting the red zone targets right now, it feels like. So Andre, Harvey, touchdown, Knox, Kincaid, and Allen all for TD. He's got both tight ends. I don't mind that. I'm talking up the tight ends for Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins. It's big games for Kincaid and or Knox, and those guys getting in the end zone a little bit. And also Josh Allen taking off running, because I believe the coverage is going to be a little bit tough. And I think Allen feels it, takes it on himself. We've seen him get knocked around a little bit, but all right, Harvey over his receptions and receiving are absolutely, Andre. This is exactly what's going to happen, I think, there. LALB running back props for this game. I'm totally in on the Broncos running game here, or more so, like I said, I think receiving for Harvey. McLaughlin might be the one to get the touches inside the tackles here, so watch for him too. But I'd probably, if I'm looking for McLaughlin here, who I'm definitely on the over on, probably his rushing and receiving, just in case, because I think you see Bo Nix with possibly a lot of attempts in this game and throwing it to the backs. Andre likes Shakir over in his receptions and yards. I don't know if I can do it. And let's see here. And Timmy Chushu says, Lawrence was not ready for that game here. He says he likes over 5 field goals. I mean, look, you've got you can say what you want about Prater in there, and but anything, in Denver, also former Denver, but everybody gets a little bit better in Denver, right, with the volume here. I just wonder if Sean Payton will give Will Lutz enough opportunities. I think the Broncos, if they are in some positions to go for some field goals, I think right now Peyton's attitude is kind of like what we're seeing with a lot of coaches. They'd rather go for it here at this point. Keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands if you can. Andre here likes 23-20 for Denver. Man, if they give up 23 points, this Denver team, they could be in trouble. And Josh Allen could certainly do that. Cow Dog says the Bills control the game with the run. I don't know how that can. All of a sudden, the Broncos' elite run defense just falls apart in this game, says Cal Dog. I mean, they put up almost record-setting defensive numbers. And let's see here. And that's what Timmy Chushu says. Just like last game, you can't compare this that Jacksonville defense to this Buffalo defense. I promise you that. All right, Andre here. LALB first quarter under. Thank you, LALB. And wasn't that an interesting stat? I did see that, Mr. Westers. Wow, that was incredible. Incredible, some of the comparisons, right? First half under also for LALV. I think you guys can figure out what I'm on here. I'm not. Hey, you guys might have it right, man. I love Josh Allen. Come on, no doubt about it. All right, Mr. Weskers. Yeah, look, you compare it right to some of those. Think of some of those defensive teams there, right, Mr. Weskers, that maybe have done it without much offense. I can think. How about that the Ravens team with Dilfer, right? It was all defense there. It almost feels like maybe this team has a little bit more offense than that one, huh? All right, LALB under full game. Hey, hello to Jacob Zakai in the chat. He's on the Broncos and the Niners today. Thanks, Jake. Good to see you in the chat. And, yep, Helton says Bo Nix is inconsistent. You could say that again, Helton, no doubt about it. And when Josh is on, he's on. But again, I just have the best defense in the league, it feels like. Here, I'm going under as my pick here on Night Moves. Give me the under with Buffalo and Denver here. But you hear me in my voice. You know what I'm doing in this one. I just love defense, guys. That's what there's in. Credit Buffalo's defense, too. They've been doing a great job. Like I said, fast defense-wise. But again, just dump it out. Keep it moving. All right. Let's see. Harvey over on his rush attempts. Maybe LALB. Again, I think he's going to be getting the ball tossed to him a little bit more. And again, I think McLaughlin could be getting the carries here, but I do want Harvey. This is going to be key, I think, for Denver is to have success with the backs, with Harvey, with McLaughlin. We'll see if Beatty gets in there very much. I mean, he obviously got a couple of receptions in the game against the Chargers. Doesn't do much, but Beatty could also, again, like I said, I think Denver has a knack for getting the ball to different guys. So even Beatty could get in there. But again, McLaughlin, I think, is RB2. And Cooks for a touchdown there for Timmy. Thank you. And let's see, ball control game. This is what the Denver Broncos need to do if they want to win. All right. And let me see here. You guys got all your plays in? Right? Personal account says, what's the score of this game going to be? 35-28? This is a Denver game. Touchdowns will be at a premium. Allen over in his rushing yards. I can get behind that for sure, Andre. I think for Buffalo's offense, I think it's Allen. I think it's Allen takes off running. And again, I think we'll see. I'm real interested to see maybe Curtis Samuel and Mecole Hardman were activated, as a I don't want to say emergency situation, just because the Bills are short in the receiver department numbers wise, so they may need to get some targets here. But that was the same thing last week, and look what Shakir did, right? I mean, he got all those catches against Jacksonville. Okay. Jimmy says, what about the Broncos kicker? Yeah, no, Will Lutz is definitely pretty good. I just don't know if I'm wondering if he'll get the attempts. He certainly had a huge game there against the Chargers. He made 4 field goals here, but he's not always accurate. All right. CalDog says 5 mile-an-hour winds. Which is it, you guys? Well, my weather report does say very, very subtle winds. So, all right. But I don't want to be wrong. I mean, I want you guys help me so much. Right. Mr. Westwood says Peyton isn't going to go for it ever. Yeah, but you're going against Josh Allen here, I think. Okay. Mr. Wesker says they're kind of dumbing it down here on offense. That's what I think. Let's see here. First half under for Andre. Great comments, you guys. Franklin there. I've got Franklin. I think Franklin on his targets here. I think Franklin gets receptions. He'll be the man. I think maybe even out target or out catch Cortland Sutton in this game. LAOB says I was already on the under, all these unders when this line came out. And look, it has dipped here 0.1, maybe a half point to 1 point so far. And let's see here. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Any more comments? Otherwise, we get to the next one. Thanks a lot. All right. Timmy says if it's defensive and under, then that should be stalled out drives and get some field goals. Well, that's one of the things too. Talking about what you guys are saying there about the Broncos and with the penchant of Peyton to not go for it. But again, that's the luxury of playing in Denver, right? You've got the ability to stretch those field goals just a little bit longer. Okay, that's it. I'm on the under, but I think you guys know what I think is going on here on game one. All right. Let's get to the next one now. Oh, man, it's going to be great time in prime time here and with the 49ers taking on the Seahawks. I'm alive still somehow here with the 49ers. Placed that futures on them at 15-1 when I thought they were going to have the home field advantage, but they didn't win the big game over the Seahawks. And, well, now they have to play this game in Seattle. But big concerns this week. I mean, the news about Sam Darnold. I mean, this is really a stunner there when they talked about his oblique strain. I mean, the problem with the oblique strain, listening to Dr. Chow talk about, I mean, this is really, I mean, it really puts his participation now. We're used to this, right? In the playoffs, you get something like this and he's in there just fine. He lights it up. But just the fact that it's an oblique strain, this is what, is a problem. It's a big problem here. So I'm sure he'll be in there. Of course, he is going to be able to play. Really optimistic, they said here of this, but the type of injury just really throws this one into a flux. And also, but look, the line really hasn't taken in any indication of an injury into account, right? I mean, you're still dealing with sevens, even 7.5s out there. The line didn't move one, in the favor of the 49ers here. I didn't know the 49ers were so bad that they'd be a 7-point dog on the road here. Yeah, they've had these big time injuries. Really a bummer to get Kittle out of there, and you're going up against some great defense here. Pretty tough for San Francisco here, but you do have obviously a real strong coach in Shanahan. Makes me not want to fade this team at all getting a touchdown, to be honest, but maybe I'll look to the total here with these two. Let me know what you guys like in this one, and we'll start it off here talking 49ers and Seahawks. 49ers here have won 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one. And look, they're having trouble running the ball, no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do here with McCaffrey. Obviously, you can throw it to him. Look, Robinson, even Juszczyk, they're in there. They're getting the touches. But, man, this Seattle defense is tough, isn't it? Jake Tonjes, in replacement of Kittle, look, he had a monster game in the real game that they needed him. Remember, and Kittle was out, and he had the 7 catches and 160 yards and a touchdown. So, Tonjes can do the job. I just don't know if he could do it like Kittle. But I just remember in that game against the Bears, I mean, he looked like Kittle, or his stats looked like Kittle anyway, with those uh, uh, big time targets, 9 targets total in that game. So look, Tonjes can do it. Um, they're one dimensional in the tight end spot anyway. Maybe just because Kittle is so dominant, but you don't get really a lot of other action here. Luke Farrell in there doesn't really get any touches, and Tom just is probably the only guy that I would really actually prefer in this 49er lineup. I just think the numbers came a little high even against this Seattle defense, maybe because of the expectations of a guy like Purdy here. But I'm not slighting this Seattle defense at all. I think they're absolutely terrific, and I think I don't know if I just feel uncomfortable with a 7-point spread in a big playoff game like this against a Niner team, against any Shanahan team. 7-4 in the playoffs in his career. Purdy 5-2. In the playoffs. So just the fact that the Niners have had trouble running the ball, though, in their last 2 games, it feels of concern to me a little bit. They're also turning it over a little bit here. Seattle in the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. They've won 10 of their last 11 home playoff games now, and they've won 7 in a row and 11 of their last 12 coming in. It's the first game for McDonald as a playoff head coach, and just the second game for Sam Darnold as a quarterback in the postseason. He's 0-1, of course, remember. So, Seattle's 3 losses this year were by 4 points, 3 points, 2 points. They're having a great season, of course, but San Francisco won that first meeting 17-13 in Seattle in week 1. The Seahawks won 2 weeks ago, remember, just 13-3 in San Francisco. You can add up all those points right there, and it pretty much equals the total in this game, right? 17-13 and 13-3. What's that? 46, 45 right there. That's 2 games. So maybe the offense are about to go off, but I don't know. I don't know about that. 49ers have won 7 of the last 9 games in the series, and they've won and covered their last 4 trips into Seattle. Some memorable games between the 2 teams, really. So, hey, let me hear from you in the chat. Could you believe this 45? They couldn't even get barely 45 in 2 games between these 2 teams. Let me hear from you in the chat. I'll go to the comments. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Yeah, we're going to be here a while. We've got some other games for sure. Niners have also covered 7 of their last 8 games coming in. Seattle 12-4 ATS, last 16 here this season. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Here we go in the chat. Niners money line here for Andre. Niners and the points for Cow Dog. And Darnold, will he be seeing ghosts out there? Might need the backup. Might need the backup in there. Let's see here. Timmy Two Shoes, 49ers plus points. He likes Jennings for a TD. Oh, so I mentioned Tonjes is probably my only Niner that I'm really willing to get behind here. I think the Niners are certainly live here, but for Seattle, I'm kind of fearful of, I want to see what we have actually in Darnold. I mean, the fact that this kind of came up like this and they're kind of, everything's good to go, but how effective will he be actually here? In the Walker and Charbonnet combo, look, I think it'll be an even balance almost between the 2 guys, actually, but also neutral on the passing game with Smith and Jigba here. I mean, I know that they know how to game plan this guy defensively. Andre says Kyle have a great game plan. I think he means offensively and more so. Let's see here. And how does Shanahan lose, says Mr. Weskers here. Purdy loves it in Seattle. Andre says CMC TD and over is receptions and receiving Tonjes to get a TD. Look, you almost have to put the production of Tonjes. I mean, this is just how the Kittle's great. We know it. You're going to miss a guy like Kittle no matter what. I'm just saying, you look at that game that Tonjes had the monster game. It was, kind of a typical Kittle style game, right? When they played the Bears, he's just going to get the volume. That's all there is to it. Tonjes is the tight end. San Francisco throws the tight end, and he'll be getting the targets. It's not like it's going to, no tight end out there. First quarter under here for LALB. And Mr. Wesker says, Niners could still go all the way and play the Super Bowl at home, couldn't they? Jennings over 50 yards. His first half under for LALB. Andre has the Niners winning this game. Red Wings on the Niners. You guys are favoring the Niners, it feels like, here right now. And right, Timmy says it'll be a good excuse for Darnold when he loses here. Personal account, the struggles against the Eagles, the LALB on the Niners here. Thank you guys. Personal account, maybe Darnold gets knocked from the game, I think he's saying here. Darnold throw pick, take the Niners. No Fred Warner. That would have been awesome. Look, Fred Warner getting the lineup, I would have already been like, I'm liking it. I'm liking it with Fred Warner in there, but didn't quite make it to the lineup here. But obviously now, if they make it to the championship, it seems like he would be in. But first things first. Okay, I guess that's it from the chat, actually. You guys have given me your plays here. Hey, look, I'm thinking this one right now. I mean, you guys heard what I was kind of hinting at, if you will, in the matchup here with Denver and Buffalo. So I'll take the under. That way you got both of the plays there a little bit. I think you guys could adjust what team I'm on there. I'm going with the under here in this one with San Francisco and Seattle. Pair of unders for me. Like I said, these teams combined for 46 points in 2 games. So will they really go off here in a playoff game like this? LALV likes the under as well. Andre says Fred will play next week. That would mean they'd win. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the games tomorrow. All right, we've got big cards here tonight, so please be ready if you want to comment, and I'll try to get to everyone's plays. We might be, brushing over this card a little bit here on Night Moves. I mean, the NHL tonight, there's 13 games. I mean, nobody wants to sit here and listen to Ramon for 13 hockey games, or do they? Let's go to the NBA here right now and get a move on here on this card. It starts at 5:10 Eastern, 2:10 Pacific with the Jazz on the road here, taking on the Mavericks in this one. For the Mavericks, favored here, 235, total 242 in this one with the Jazz and the Mavericks here. Okay, I get it. I mean, yeah, we're dealing with some of these high-scoring games right now, but I have to dial it back a little bit here with this one. And we got some Dallas issues here coming in. We've got the injury factor in this game. So when you're talking about a guy like Cooper Flag here, he's doubtful for this game. Gafford's doubtful. We know Davis is already out. It's been a little bit rough here right now. PJ Washington is probable, but Max Christie questionable here in this one. Markkanen is out for Utah. How are you going to get over in this game? You got Markkanen out. Right, he's 28 points per game. You've got Cooper Flag out. You know what he can do. You've got Anthony Davis out for weeks and weeks now. Say what you will, but he's still a 20 points per game scorer. No matter how you look at it, you could go to that thing, well, someone's going to score. It's a basketball game. Uh, and maybe those guys are good players, man. They play professional basketball defense, but you still got a Dallas team here that's 4-11 to the under as a favorite here. So I don't see 245 points at all. I've got to go under in this one with Utah and Dallas. No disrespect here to some of these players who could step up and score, but 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under, and that was, I don't know, they're probably healthier than this. Maybe it is those players, professional players, no matter how much we make fun of them, the better players play better defense. That's why they're pros, but I don't know. Here, Dallas has gone under in 6 of their last 8 as well, and they are 10-13 to the under at home. I will point out that Utah is 26-15 to the over this season, including 23-14 to the over as an underdog. However, they're just 10 overs and 10 unders on the road, basically 16-5 to the over at home. So I got to go under in this one with Utah and Dallas here on Saturday. Get your comments ready. Okay, I think Andre's on the under in this one. Oh, maybe that's a football game. Sorry about that. PJ over here for LALV. All right, keep it moving here. Got the Celtics on the road taking on the Hawks here. New Look Hawks. The New Look Hawks have lost 2 in a row after winning to start the New Look Hawks era. Here, Atlanta with back-to-back losses to Portland and the Lakers. That was on the road, so they're back home here now. After the road trip, Boston, meanwhile, a 3rd straight road game. They are off the win at Miami last time out, 119 to 114. Boston's won 10 of their last 14 coming in, but they're 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games, and just 1-5 against the spread against Atlanta. Atlanta's actually done pretty well against them here, although first meeting of the season between these two teams right now, Atlanta's still lost 11 of their last 16 games overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two, Atlanta's gone under here in 4 of their last 5 games at home. They also are 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Boston's 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Boston's gone under in 13 of 21 games on the road, and also are 11-16 to the under as a favorite here. So I'm going to try the under here in this one. I will mention 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but I'm going to have to try under 229 here in this one. All right, and Timmy went under in that last game here, and so did Andre. I'll try to go a little slower so we can get your comments in. Andre says, the Celtics money line and over. Cal Dog is on the Celtics. Personal account is on the Hawks here. Sonny's got questions. I don't know if we have the answers. Mr. Wesker's not interested in backing the Celtics at the moment. And let's see here. LALV on the under in this one. And also on the Celtics. Okay. Suns at Knicks, NBA action here for Saturday with the Suns on the road. Both teams are losers of 2 straight coming in. Phoenix with losses to Miami and Detroit to start this road trip. Look, as good as they've been, they have been a little bit more susceptible on the road here, but not by much. They're still a great spread team no matter how you look at it. And we know the Knicks are one of the best spread teams at home, but they're 15-6 ATS overall right now at home. They've given a few back of late, I think, is more likely. They've covered here just 3 of their last 16 games overall. Phoenix has covered 7 of their last 8. They've won 9 of 13. Phoenix has also covered 10 of the last 15 games against the Knicks when these two teams have squared off. Phoenix has gone under in 6 of their last 7, but the Knicks have gone over in 12 of their last 18. The Knicks have struggled here, losing 7 of their last 9, and also just 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games at home. So Phoenix a little bit of a skid here right now. Knicks are trying to shake a 2-game losing streak to Sacramento and Golden State. They were on a 4-game road trip and return home here. The status of Jalen Brunson certainly has to be a big question mark, but also Devin Booker missed as well. So he is also questionable, both guys with turned ankles. Coming into this one, which one will make the lineup here between these two. And look, Phoenix has been just as good of a cover here, it feels like, of late. Spread's pretty low here considering the Knicks' overall home success coming in, but they've just been in a funk here of late. Phoenix, meanwhile, they did throw in a couple of rough games there against Miami and Detroit, still facing another pretty decent team on the road. Phoenix may be accused of kind of beating up on teams that they are better than here. The Knicks are 13-8 to the over at home, 20-16 to the over as a favorite here. I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns in this one, plus the points against the Knicks. They're clearly a great cover team this season. 29-12 are the Phoenix Suns ATS this season. And, hey, they've covered 10 of the last 15 in this series, and the Knicks aren't doing much right now. They are having some struggles here. All right. Let's see if you guys have anything here. Keep selling, says Mr. Westcroft. He expects the Suns to go down. The Sun, don't let the Suns go down on me. Suns plus the points for Andre here, with Brunson still injured here. Well, bring back the high tops, says Andre. That's why they were invented, right? For those turned ankles here. And Cal Dogs on the Knicks. And Mr. Westcroft says, you can't get those ankles moving there if you go with the old high tops. I love the old high tops there a little bit. Bring back the high tops. Brooks to the threes. LALB on the Suns. And LALB also on the under. Pacers at the Pistons, NBA action here for Saturday night. You've got a big favorite here in the Pistons, favored by 13, maybe down to 12.5 here at some spots right now. Total 225.5. Both teams have been in real good form. Of course, Detroit has. They're the team having the stellar season, 29-10 overall. Indiana just 10-32. But they almost have an equal spread record. Indiana's always getting plenty of points. They're well coached. I think that's the key here. As bad of a season as it's been, they find a way to get the money. In fact, here recently, they found a way to win games. Really playing about as well as they have all season. Talking about the Indiana Pacers here right now in this current run. They're coming in off of a home win over the New Orleans Pelicans last night, 127-119. Detroit, meanwhile, was off, but they did beat Phoenix at home, 108-105 last time out. Indiana, though, they've won 4 out of their last 5 and covered 5 out of their last 6. And they've covered 8 of the last 10 meetings with the Detroit Pistons. Now, maybe the Pacers were better in those games, but you know what? The Pistons were probably not as good in those games. So Indiana's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. The Pistons have gone under in 6 straight. However, 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Still, Detroit's gone under in 5 straight games at home, and Indiana is 6-12 to the under on the road. it does feel like a pretty solid under here for this matchup. And but I'm going to go ahead and try the Pacers in this role at plus 13 here. Like I said, they've done well in this series against the Pistons, and with the Pistons here, a little bit of movement here right now. You got Asar Thompson, he is probable. Cade Cunningham probable in this one. Matterin is still out now. It's been 2 weeks with him out of this lineup. I say Jackson's still out as well, but I'll try plus 13 here with the Pacers. Again, just a great, a good cover team, and the more points with a decent cover team like that, I think I'm going to be interested. But man, that under sure does sound sweet. Let's see what you guys have in this one. And let's see here. Andre likes the over. Cal Dog is taking the points. Siakam, I expect Siakam in there for sure in this one. And Andre, the old Sacramento State Hornet. I mean, I think of my now. I was thinking, Mikey Williams and what he's doing right now at Sacramento State, ball hogging it up. LALB on the Pacers here and the under.
Major lineman.
And let's see, Mr. Weskers might be doing the Pacers. Andre's doing Pacers as well here. Says too many points. Andre, you might need him on as our expert analyst, having played with the Hornets there. And Timmy Two Shoes, let's see here, Cunningham to dial it in. I'll take the Pacers here in this one. And how did they do? I'm trying to think of that Sacramento State game the other night on Thursday night. What happened in that game? Timberwolves and Spurs here. NBA action for Saturday night. You got San Antonio coming in here off of a win last time out over Milwaukee. They clobbered them 119-101, covering 7.5. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, lost last night 110-105. Fell short of the money by a point against the Rockets on the road. So Minnesota does come in here on the back-to-back in this one. So they're getting some points here for sure, having just fell short in that game there last night to the Rockets. The Rockets used a little bit of a fourth quarter surge. Man, that game was a good game and really tight throughout. Of course, Edwards will be questionable here still for this game, and yeah, they did miss him there for sure. But man, KD was awesome there for the Rockets in that game, wasn't he? And Sengun also. So they really did the job. And now you got to go in here and play part of the Texas Triangle.
Major line move.
In this matchup. Stephon Castle, he's questionable here in this one. Let's see what you have in this matchup here on the road for the Timberwolves. Taking on the Spurs here on Saturday night, getting 6.5. Get ready to go to the chat here in this one. For Minnesota, here 9-12 ATS on the road. San Antonio 11-7 ATS at home. San Antonio has been going under here big time of late. They've gone under now in 8 straight games coming into this one. They're also 10-17 to the under as a favorite, and 7-12 to the under at home. Minnesota's been an over team this season. They're 13-8 to the over on the road, but just 5 overs and 5 unders here in the last 10 games overall. these two teams just met 6 days ago. Minnesota won 104-103. They've actually dominated this series of late. Minnesota's won 5 straight meetings over the Spurs. However, they're just 3-7 against the spread in the last 10 games between the two teams overall. When Minnesota was basically favored, that's when they've had trouble covering, but they also met back in November. Minnesota did cover 125-112 at home as a 4.5-point favorite. Ironically, the series has actually been held in Minnesota for the last 4 meetings here right now. San Antonio did lose here at home last season, or 2 seasons ago, I should say.
Major line move.
106-92. San Antonio's won 13 of their last 20. Coming into this one, they've covered 4 of their last 5 overall, although they did have loss to Oklahoma City. They're a little bit of a clunker on the road. Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you have here. Yeah, Andre, talking about right on it. Well, Shaq is the general manager of the Sacramento Hornets, right? Wolves played too hard today. They might be a little bit gassed coming in. The Cal Dog takes the Spurs by it down to a point. LALB is liking the Wolves here. And Timmy, we got to see what happens, right? Can Edwards get back in, make it in this lineup tonight? And no, Fox is good to go here. This injury list not too crowded here. Let me see if I got it here actually. Yep. Just Edwards really on the short-term injuries in Castle as far as, just this last couple of days here. Mr. Wesker's liking Rudy today. LALB's on the under here. Okay, let's see. Wemby 2 threes and a couple of blocks for Andre. Timmy Chusha says DiVincenzo's a little bit inconsistent. All right, I got to make my call here in this one with Minnesota and San Antonio here tonight. I'm going to take the Spurs here to cover in this one. They'll win and cover against the Wolves. Look, we'll see what Edwards' status here in this one is. We've already seen, look, the Timberwolves play just fine without him. I think that shows how good the Timberwolves have been. Everyone's starting to tout these Timberwolves a little bit as maybe a threat here to Oklahoma City. We were talking about it on the show last night. So a lot of people are liking what the Timberwolves are doing here. But I'm going to say on the back-to-back, if they're missing their scorer here, yeah, granted, he could play. But for now, I'll take the Spurs. But, I got to like that total. Out all those unders from this group. All right. Now the Thunder got to go on and take on the Heat. Definitely are seeing some, problems for the Thunder, we thought, but there they go, back on another winning streak. So, yeah, maybe they're not going to win them all here, but, man, they're back at it, and they're covering too. They just covered against San Antonio and Houston. Before that, they had failed to cover in a few games, but they still were winning, as they keep doing here right now. OKC, just 9-10 against the spread on the road. It's always tough to play all these points all the time, but you got a Miami team that's pretty decent at covering the spread. 23-17 overall, 12-9 against the spread at home, 13-8 against the spread as an underdog here. Oklahoma City's won 5 straight meetings over Miami, and Miami just 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder, although the spread has usually been much, much tighter when the two teams have met here, and the Heat actually we're favored in a few of those games here. I would tend to think now with them getting a bushel full of points is a little bit different scenario. Miami, though, has dropped 4 of their last 5 with losses to Boston. Oklahoma City just back the other day, 6 days ago, 124 to 112. The Thunder won it, but they were favored by 15. That was at OKC. Miami did get the money in that game against the Thunder. Oklahoma City's gone under in 6 of their last 9 games. Miami's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games overall coming in. I'm going to have to take the Miami Heat here plus these points in this one against Oklahoma City. They're pretty strong cover here. Tyler Hero questionable. Davion Mitchell is out. Jaquez is out of this game. Hartenstein out for the Thunder. I'm going to take Miami in this one plus those points. All right. And Mr. Wesker says he's been saying that the Wolves will beat out this Thunder team in the end. Thunder money line here for Andre. Oklahoma City wins, but the Heat cover, he says. Also here, Mr. Wesker says Miami right now is a mess. LALB's on the under here. And SGA over for LALB. Maybe the Heat to cover for Cal Dog. Maybe going under. I think the Heat have been playing a tough schedule here of late. And Timmy says Powell, 3 threes, and Caruso. All right, next up.
Major line move.
All right, we just saw the Warriors play at the Hornets a week or two ago. And now we're back at Golden State for Charlotte on the road here, getting 6 points from the Warriors here. Charlotte coming off the win over the Lakers. They're an instant contender here all of a sudden. The Charlotte Hornets getting all this respect. We know they're actually a pretty good cover this year, 21-13 ATS as an underdog, 13-9 ATS on the road, and Golden State 12-9 ATS at home, 15-16. ATS is a favorite. Golden State's won and covered 4 of their last 5 wins and covers over the Knicks, Portland, Sacramento, and Milwaukee. They did lay a clunker in there against Atlanta at home. For Charlotte here, meanwhile, they've lost 6 straight meetings to the Warriors, including the game just a couple of days ago. I said a couple of days ago. It was actually on Christmas Eve. I thought it was just last week. It was 132-125. The Warriors won. They did not cover. They were laying 7.5, missed it by the hook. Charlotte's covered 7 of their last 8 games on the road right now. They have gone just 1-4 ATS in the last 5 meetings with this team, but Charlotte's covered 7 of their last 9 games overall. Also, 14 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Charlotte's 13-21 to the under as a dog, although the Warriors are 19-12 to the over as a favorite. I'm going to have to take the Charlotte Hornets here in this one to keep it going right now. Man, they're playing them just a lot better. I'm sold here as far as an improved team after what I saw against the Lakers there, and I got burned in that one. These teams are basically healthy coming in here. A few guys have been dinged up here for Charlotte, but I don't even think they're on the injured list anymore, Diabate and Sexton. So let's go ahead and take the Hornets here. But, man, 236 for a series that is basically a dead under here of late. The first meeting did go over. In fact, 2 of the last 3 have gone over there. So 14 of the last 17 under, but 2 of the last 3 in the series over. They meet just twice a year, so you might throw out the heavy under trend a little bit. But remember, for Curry, this is always a significant game playing Charlotte, even if it's at home. Let's go to the chat, see what you have in this one. Hopefully we're not going too fast or too slow here, but, man, we got a lot of games to cover. All right, let's see here. I think LALB here is on the over here in this one. And the other thing is this total has gone down here. Period. I think people are kind of maybe it opened as high as 236. We're down to 232. Hornets plus a point. Sprinkle the money line there, and Mr. Wesker says, I think the Warriors will win this one. Warriors coming off the big win over the Knicks at home. Could Curry just go off here? Hornets young and having fun. Ball over in his points and assists. And Con Knepel over in his PRA, says Andrew. Here's LALB, likes Curry to hit those threes. Cal Dog likes it over here. And a good chemistry on this Hornets. Good chemistry on this Hornets team. It feels like, huh? I think they're young, and when they start to get a little bit of momentum going here, gotta hand it to Coach Lee and what we've seen here from the development that he's going here right now. Charles Lee, the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, good young coach here. Formerly with kind of a championship pedigree a little bit for Charles Lee, right? He was with Boston for a couple of years. He spent 5 years back there with Milwaukee as well. Two NBA titles. Okay, let's see here. Timmy says ball for threes. And let's see here. Timmy's going to pour out beer. Hornets for personal account. And Mr. Wester says when Jordan got rid of the Hornets there and went to the Wizards. All right, Cal Dog says no defense here. But that is a 14 of 17, even if you're non-conference opponents, right? That's got to be something. Yeah, well, the referees, if, for Draymond, look, the referees are obviously singling this guy out. They obviously just don't like him. For some reason, this man gets all the technicals and nobody else does. Speaking of those Wizards, they're taking on the Nuggets here on Saturday night. Washington mired in another long losing streak here right now. They've lost 5 in a row, failed to cover the spread in all of them. Denver, meanwhile, they've won 5 of their last 6, covering 5 of their last 6 games. Wins here over Milwaukee, New Orleans, and Dallas. Got the money in all of them. The Wizards are just falling short every time right now. This is the 4th game on this road trip, and no matter how many points they get, they just aren't even coming close here right now. These two teams have not yet met this season. The Wizards actually have won each of the last 2 meetings between these two teams. You could put something into that if you wanted to. They had lost 6 straight to them prior to that, but the Wizards won here last year, 126 to 123 as a 12.5 point dog. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams here in Denver have gone over. Denver's gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home. Washington's gone under in 8 of their last 11 overall. But Denver's 21 and 8 to the over as a favorite here. This one's going to come on. This is going to be probably over City, I would think, here. But man, can you lay 2 touchdowns here with Denver? I'd probably only lay 2 touchdowns here with Denver, even without Nikola Jokic in the lineup here, of course. We know that he's still out of action right now, and they've also had Murray battling the injury bug with a turned ankle, but he actually is probable in this game. Brown is still out here for Washington. Vukcevic is questionable. Middleton is questionable. Koulibaly is out here still. Trae Young not ready to make his return. Washington on the back-to-back here, getting blown out by Sacramento last night. I'll take Denver to rock here in this one, and a big score here. I would think high scoring. Denver put up some big numbers here, I think, tonight. All right, here we go. In this one, we've got LALV. He likes this one to go over. Mr. Westers likes the Wizards on the money line. Why not? Here they won the last two, right? Cal Dog liking the Wizards plus the points. And Aaron Gordon to light it up here, I think, for personal account. Also Wizards first half plus the points. And Jimmy Chooch says, get out of here, Brown. What have you done? What has Brown done for us? All right, I'll lay it here with the Nuggets over the lowly Wizards. I think, with Sacramento winning a few games there and the fact that Sacramento beat Washington last night, I think we can put Washington officially on the bottom. We were talking about which team's the worst, right? And finally, the Lakers are going to be on the road, taking on the pesky Blazers here. Blazers coming in off of a win here. Lakers having their struggles right now. Blazers beat Atlanta the other night here at home, 117-101 to snap a two-game losing. Woo! A late night here in Vegas. Losing streak for LA here. They've won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams and gone 6-2 ATS in their last 8 games against Portland overall, but the Lakers have lost 4 of their last 5, failing to cover. They just lost to Charlotte. They lost to Sacramento. They lost to Milwaukee. Those aren't great teams. They did beat Atlanta, but some struggles here for the Lakers for sure right now. Portland's won and covered 6 of their last 8 games overall. One of the better, hotter teams in the league right now. Portland is 13-8 against the spread at home. Now they are just 5-9 ATS as a favorite. Not the best roll. Portland's gone under in 12 of their last 15, but they've gone over in 11 of 14 games as a favorite, and the Lakers have gone over in 11 of 16 games as an underdog. And with Portland a favorite here in this game, I mean, look at this. This is what's happened to the Lakers here right now. Is it that bad? Apparently so. Now, good news here. For the Lakers at Austin Reeves, he's moving closer to his return. Luka's out here with a groin injury currently. That also is a big factor in this spread. But Avija, he's also doubtful in this game, so we're missing pieces left and right. Drew Holiday, questionable here. DeAndre Ayton, questionable. Jackson Hayes, questionable as well. So see what you got here, man, in this one. Portland, what a run here. Here we go. Blazers for Cal Dog. And hey, want to say hello to Gaming Gang today. Luka out of the lineup tonight. That's affecting the line big time, isn't it? Jimmy Choo-Choo's Wizards team total over. Oh, he's saying, I think he likes it, though. I'm not sure. LALV on the over here. Greg maybe has it right. Maybe he's leaning to the over a little bit. Mr. Wesker says, I'll take the Lakers in the underdog role. Greg says there might be having some struggles. They're definitely having some struggles here right now. Man, Mr. Wesker's on the Lakers against the spread. I thought this was the Blazers spot. All right, I'll take the over here in this one. Mr. Westers has me worried. I'll go over in this one with the Lakers and the Blazers. Like I said, Portland's 11-3 to the over as a favorite. The Lakers, we know they're an over team, and it's usually when they're an underdog, 11-5. to the over as a dog. And no, Avija is out of this game. Okay. And there's some scoring missing for sure, right? But I'll still go over here in this one. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna go to the college game right now. And look, I've got 6 games. I know there's a billion games. We just picked absolutely the best, I think, tonight. Here we got 13 game hockey card to go over. So let's just look at the best matchups here in college basketball on Saturday. It's just a long show. We'll be here all the way through March. I mean, who else is previewing? On Friday nights. Uh, you know, Ohio and Ball State, right? We cover plenty of college basketball. Let's just have a little segment here with absolutely the top matchups of the day in college ball. Let me know if I'm right. If I miss a game that you think is a big game, maybe we can work on it here a little bit, but we'll just go in chronological rotation order here in what I think are the best games of the day. Let's start it off with UVA on the road here, playing well. 4 straight wins for the Cavs right now coming into this one at SMU. Virginia's ranked 16th at 15-2. It's starting to feel like they probably deserve to be a little bit higher right now. They've won 10 of their last 11 coming in, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Virginia's gone under in 6 of their last 7. We talked about, this Virginia team's a little bit different than the other. Is it really? Yeah, maybe the scores are there, but maybe the totals have just been a little bit too high. Although on the road, they've been a little bit more of an over team. They're 2-2 over under, but for SMU here, they've won all their games at home so far this season. They are 11-0, undefeated at home right now. SMU comes in here 13-4. They've gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. SMU in conference play has gone under in 7 of their last 9 matchups, dating back to last season. So that's what you have here in this one with SMU at home, taking on Virginia here at Moody. Virginia's been the better cover, man. They're 11-6 overall, 3-1 against the spread on the road, 8-4 against the spread as a favorite. But you're going up against a tough SMU team that hasn't lost at home yet this season, although they are just 2-4. Has an underdog. I say just, but these two teams are really good. It's just that SMU, they're not even ranked here right now. At this time, although they do have 4 losses here. In fact, lost back-to-back games to Clemson and Duke before they knocked off Virginia Tech last time out. They did not cover in that game. So let me hear from you in the chat in this one, if you'd like. All right. Let's see here. Greg says Virginia is tough. He likes it 78-75. I think Timmy likes the over here in this one, personal account. He's on SMU here. That might be it from you guys in the chat in this game. All right. Look, this is a pretty good game here, noon Eastern and 9 Pacific. In this one right now, and I'm going to take the under here in this one with Virginia and SMU. Like I said, Virginia here, yes, they're not the same type of Virginia, but all of a sudden they have gone under here in their last 4 games in a row against conference opponents here, beating them all, including road wins over NC State and Louisville. They were underdogs in those games by 4.5. Here they're favored here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under, but Virginia looking sharp here right now, and the SMU undefeated at home. So really good game here, it feels like. Okay, Timmy says these two teams go flying over. It's SMU. Okay, yeah, you might be right, but it seems that Virginia's going under in these last four games so solidly. It's because of the way they've been playing. It feels like to me. So I'm going to take the under, and I don't mind those Virginia betters. Okay, next up, we got to go to the Gators here, taking on Vandy. This one's at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific here with Florida on the road. They're an underdog here to one-loss Vandy, but Florida's been picking it up here of late with three consecutive wins and covers against Georgia, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. Vanderbilt, meanwhile, uh, coming off their first loss of the season. We did have Texas in that game, so still Vanderbilt favored here by 2. They're 10-7 ATS, 9-4 ATS as a favorite. Coming into this one, Florida 4-1 against the spread on the road, 2-0 against the spread as an underdog here, and they are an underdog at this time to the Vanderbilt Commodores. So let's see what you have to say in this one here on Saturday. Top matchup here for sure. Maybe the matchup of the day, the defending champs here. Florida's won 11 of the last 14 games against Vanderbilt, but gone just 1-4 against the spread against them. Yeah, usually favored by too many points is what that means. Florida's won 7 of their last 8, and they've covered 4 out of their last 6. Vanderbilt, obviously, just that one loss. They've gone under in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. However, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And, here in Vandy, man, I think the spread's actually moved to 2.5 here of late. But I'm going over here with 160. I'm going way over here with Florida and Vanderbilt. Met last year. Last meeting was at Florida 86 to 75. That was only 161 here, but I'm going to try the over in this one with Florida and Vanderbilt.
Urgent message.
All right, let's see here. Timmy says with Vandy off of a loss, he'll probably go with Vandy. Personal account likes Vandy here at home. And Timmy says could be an NBA game. All right, here's Greg says Vandy hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer to win the game.
Major line move.
Greg says Vandy's tough at home. Vandy beat Florida the last time they played here back in 2024, 79-78. Vanderbilt, like I said, they've actually fared pretty well against Florida here of late. I mentioned the fact that Florida's won 11 of the last 14 games between the two, but Florida's actually lost 3 of the last 5 meetings. So those 3 wins have come within the last 5 meetings, as if Vanderbilt is kind of, we know they've turned the tide here big time, become one of the best teams in the country this year. Still Florida, great, but all right. Let's go to the Big Ten feature here now with Iowa taking on Indiana, another game here at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 Pacific, with Indiana favored here at home by 1.6, everybody. I think it's actually gone up, so I'll update it anyways, but I believe this one's probably gone up to 2 or 2.5 right now. 3, it's 3 right now for IU. Man, this game's been on the move here a little bit. Total's gone up here also to 143.5 right now, with Indiana favored now in this one. Indiana comes in here in this matchup against Iowa. Look, both teams, having a pretty good run at it here right now. But for me, it feels like this Indiana team at home, man, they've really taken some momentum here in the betting. Indiana comes in here 12-5, losers of 2 straight. Iowa's lost 3 straight coming in, losses to Minnesota, Illinois, and Purdue, although they did cover against Purdue, still lost 3 in a row. Indiana, meanwhile, with losses to Nebraska and Michigan State in their last couple of games. Now, Indiana is a pretty good favorite this season. They are 8-4 so far this season against the spread as a favorite, but they've struggled in their last 10 games right now. Just 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games coming into this one. Meanwhile, for Iowa here, one pretty good spread team, 12-5 ATS. So they're 12-5 straight up and ATS so far this season. So could they compete here in this one against the Iowa Hawkeyes? Iowa's covered 4 of the last 6 meetings, or I should say against Indiana. Iowa's covered 4 out of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. 12 of the last 17 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Indiana's gone over in 8 of 12 games as a favorite. Iowa's gone over in 4 of their last 5 coming in. Iowa, like I said, good cover here so far. Indiana just 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games overall, although Indiana's winning them all pretty much at home. They're 10-1 so far at home this season. The loss, of course, was to Nebraska a week ago. So see what you got here. I like the over in this one too. I think with Iowa and Indiana at 143.5, it's gone up a little bit, but give me the over here in this one with Iowa and Indiana. All right, let's see here. And it's going to be Greg likes Iowa here and an over. He likes the over for sure. Not much from you guys. A lot of question marks, it looks like, surrounding this game in the chat. So I'll just take the over in this one. Let's go back to the SEC now for Arkansas and Georgia. Hey, if there wasn't any NFL on at that time, I'd probably go to the big screen with it. But let's talk about this one here at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific with Georgia. Looks like a 3-point favorite at home coming into this one against Arkansas. 2 top 20 teams here, top 25, I'm sure. Georgia comes in here ranked 21st. They're 14-3 overall. Arkansas ranked 17th. They're 13-4 coming into this one for Georgia. They've lost 2 of their last 3 with losses to Florida and Ole Miss. They beat South Carolina. Meanwhile, Arkansas did lose to Auburn last Saturday, bounced back with a midweek win over South Carolina, and they've been in a pretty good group here, have the Hogs covering 8 of their last 10 overall. They're also 4-3 ATS as a dog, 3-2 ATS on the road. Georgia, meanwhile, 5-8 against the spread at home, 7-10 against the spread overall. Georgia and Arkansas have combined to go 20-14 to the over here so far this season. Arkansas has actually gone over in 8 of their last 10 games coming in, although they are just 2-3 to the under on the road. The two teams met last season here almost a year to the day. Arkansas won it at home 68-65 as a 1-point underdog in that game. So let's see what you guys have to say in this one. Arkansas, like I said, a pretty good group here right now, covering 10 of their last 12 actually. Arkansas has covered 10 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams overall. Georgia's failed to cover in 5 straight home games right now, and they've failed to cover in 6 of their last 7. So Arkansas does seem to be much the hotter cover here at this time. Georgia's still winning games, 10-1 coming in at home. Arkansas just 1-2 straight up on the road right now, but again, they seem to be getting the numbers here. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But look at this total. Oh, the total's wrong. There on that is not the total in this game. I'm going to go broke. You guys are going to break the Ramon Sportsbook here, going over 139. The total in this game is 182. 182, you guys. Sorry about that. Whoops. So I just got fired as sportsbook manager here. Actually, I think it is. Even this game, it might be a little bit too high. I don't think it's 139, but maybe a little bit too high. It's going to be certainly close enough. You're not going to want to flirt around with it. Arkansas has gone over in 7 of their last 8 games, and some of these have been similar totals here of late. Of 169 against Auburn, but they did go under. Actually, it hasn't been the totals haven't been that high for Arkansas. It's mostly Georgia. Here they played some 172s and 178s, but no higher than this, that's for sure. So in this one, I'll take Arkansas. In this one with Georgia, I don't know if I can get behind 182, no matter how you look at it. Right now, again, Arkansas, they can clamp it down a little bit here, but they have been going over big time. All right, let's see what you got here. In this one, nobody said anything about the total. Okay, Jimmy played Arkansas as a road dog and got burned. That was that game against Auburn. They ended up getting blown out by 22 points. Greg here likes the Hogs, 93-89. And Mr. Weskers is on Arkansas here as well. And Jimmy says Georgia needs a home win right now after losing to Ole Miss last time out. They have not been covering. They did cover at South Carolina 75-70, but only by half a point. Hey, Rich is here in the chat right now. It says everyone is on Arkansas, so maybe he'll roll with them as well. Andre on Arkansas here. Personal accounts ready to call integrity in for this one. And Greg says Georgia is not it. All right, look, got 2 more here. Like I said, I'd cover 100 games if you guys would put up with me for that long. St. John's and Villanova, though, we've got 2 excellent games here. Both at 8 o'clock, unfortunately, right up against the late football game, but nonetheless, we've got 2 good ones here. Look at this one's a pick'em between St. John's and Villanova here tonight at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific time. A total here 149 for sure. Here in this one. For St. John's here right now, they come in 12-5. Villanova's 14-3. Both teams still unranked coming into this matchup, but St. John's has won 3 in a row here right now and covered against Butler, against Creighton, against Marquette. Here for Villanova, they come in off of a pair of wins over Marquette and Providence. Villanova 4-1, 5-4 ATS at home, 11-8 ATS overall coming into this one. St. John's, not only the winning streak here of 3 games, they've won 5 of their last 6 and covered 4 out of their last 5. However, Villanova's won 14 of the last 20 meetings between these 2 teams. 11 of the last 15 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. St. John's has gone under in 8 of their last 11 coming in. Villanova, meanwhile, 8-1 straight up at home. St. John's actually won all 3 of their road games so far this season. Creighton, Butler, and Georgetown. Not exactly Villanova, but still a pick'em game here with Coach Patino in here. Let's see what you guys have in this one right now. Hey, there's Solo in the chat. He's got under in this one. St. John's for Rich. Thank you, Rich. Greg says 76-73 in favor of Nova. Andre says, take the Johnnies here. Timmy's got Nova at home, I believe, in this one. And personal account, I think, taking Villanova here as well in this matchup. All right. Yeah, I agree. I think with Solo there, I mean, this is always an under series right now between these two teams. The last meeting here last year did go over, but it went under this number. Villanova won it 73-71 at home as a 2-point dog there. The first meeting, St. John's won it at home 88-68, did go over 146 in that one, but to me it's just the number here right now 149 kind of stands out to me as being just a tad too high, especially given this series history between the two teams. So give me the under here in this one with St. John's and Villanova. And one more here on Saturday night. It's going to be over in the Big 12 with BYU taking on Texas Tech. Battle of top 20s here with 11th ranked BYU coming in with a record of 16-1 right now. They're on a roll. They've won 10 straight. They're 6-0 on the road. 6 straight wins on the road. Although they failed to cover in 4 of their last 6 games coming in, have the Cougars. They just failed against Utah and TCU. They were laying double digits in those games. I mean, they've been laying mostly double digits, but going on the road here against the Texas Tech team, they'll be an underdog. They did cover in their only other time as an underdog here this season, although they lost in that game. Back on, I'll get the matchup specifically right here. Sorry about that. They had lost that game at home. Let me get it right here. Against Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut. It was a neutral. It was a neutral game there against UConn. So BYU 13 wins in a row coming into this game. Texas Tech here just 4-8 against the spread as a favorite overall. They're also 5-8 against the spread at home. BYU 3-2 ATS on the road. So let's hear from you in the chat right now and see what you guys have in this one. And we've got here Andre's got Texas Tech. Timmy Two Shoes on Texas Tech, and Greg, he likes Texas Tech here, but right on the spread here, it looks like. Also, let's see. Rich likes BYU and the over in this one. Taking BYU on the road. Again, another good one, man. There's some real blockbusters here to keep your eye on Saturday night. All right, I'll come in here with my play of this one with BYU and Texas Tech. I got the over, man. Come on, this should be the 180, shouldn't it? I'm going to go over in this one. Actually, the teams, like I said, they don't show a lot of trends necessarily to the over here right now. Last year, the meeting was 72-67 in favor of Texas Tech, and that was at BYU, and that one did go under, but I'm taking the over in this one. All right, that's it for college basketball. I'll have premiums firing away here, and big day. All right, let's go. We got 13 games NHL, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on them. We're going to give out some plays. We're going to talk a little bit about the card here on Saturday night, but we'll go over each game, let you know the lines here on the hockey card. Let's go to it and start it off with early action here with the Wild taking on the Sabres here. Man, the Sabres just keep on going. You can't stop the Sabres right now. Minnesota's actually lost 3 in a row here right now with losses to the Islanders, New Jersey, and Winnipeg, and now they hit the road. They lost all 3 at home. Maybe they're one of those that likes to get away because they are 13-7 on the road this season. They've been comfortable on the road. They're also 12-8 as an underdog. But Buffalo, we know right now they're still the best. The hottest, if you will, even hotter than Colorado now, it seems like. Buffalo's won 15 of their last 17 games coming in. They've gone over in 6 straight, including over in 5 straight at home right now. They're also 13-8 to the over as a favorite here. Minnesota's actually lost 8 of their last 12 games against the Buffalo Sabres over the last few years. They're also fought 1-5 straight up in their last 6 overall. Minnesota's gone over in 9 of their last 10 and over in 7 of their last 8 on the road. Now, the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Everything else kind of points to the over. 2 teams met here last year, and Minnesota won at 1-0. They've already played this season in Minnesota. Buffalo won that one 3-2 as well. So see what you got here in this one. These guys are totally going over, but when they meet against each other, it goes under. Now, remember, kind of look at these interconference games a little bit. They just meet twice a year, but sometimes just the way the teams play kind of change the complexion of the game. And these guys have never had any high-scoring games here over the last couple of seasons. So we can hear from you on this one. And like I said, I think we can finish this one up here in just a little bit and get on with it. Let's see what you have. I'll go to the chat here between Minnesota and Buffalo. Now, you know who I'm going to be on. Come on. Here's Greg, 4-3 Buffalo. And let's see here. Rich says Buffalo on the puck line. Greg says Buffalo keeps rolling. Timothy's on Buffalo. And we'll see if we get the goalies right. Let me see what they really say about this matchup here. Yeah, looks like maybe Gus and Luukkonen. 5-2, says Rich. Buffalo keeps it going. Now, Greg says it could be a wild game. Does that mean it's going to be a wild, crazy game, or is it a wild game like that means the Wild's going to win? And Kaprizov to score here for Timmy Two Shoes. I got to take some Buffalo Sabres, man. Come on, we're not stopping now. Give me Buffalo to start things off here on Night Moves. Give me the Sabres again. Man, it's been a good run, and hey, we've been on them, right? We haven't been stopping. All right, the Rangers are taking on the Flyers here, man. The Rangers are having some problems. The Flyers are having some problems. We should have kicked this game to the curb and did about 10 more college games probably. What is going on here with the Rangers and the Flyers all of a sudden? Rangers here have lost 5 in a row. The Flyers have lost 5 in a row right now. Rangers usually get the best of the Flyers. They've won 12 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams, including a game back in December at New York. It was 5-4 in the first meeting of the season between the two teams. Rangers have gone over in 5 of their last 7. Philadelphia has gone over in 5 of their last 7. But the Rangers have been mostly an under team so far, 20-28 to the under. However, just 13 overs and 13 unders on the road, suggesting that, as we know, the Rangers much better on the road than they are at home. But Quick, he's in here and he's struggled mightily because they've kind of had to throw him to the wolves here with Igor out right now. And Quick has gotten exploited a little bit here of late, giving up some big-time goals. And maybe the Rangers, this is part of their problem here right now. And Quick has a goals against 3.13. He's 3-10-7 here. And we'll see Kolosov just 2 starts here this season, but he is expected in goal here for the Flyers, 2.68 goals against here in this one. So look, the Rangers have been, like I said, they've obviously here on the road much better. They're 15-9 on the road this season, but Philadelphia is 12-7 at home, believe it or not, with all this going on. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Flyers here. I've got issues with Quick right now. I love him. I love Quick. Through all the years, all the greatness, what he brought to the Kings. But Philadelphia 11-4 as a favorite this season. Rangers 9-15 as an underdog. Yes, they've had success on the road, but usually it's been against some of the weaker teams where they've been able to get off to that good start. And right now, the Rangers has been going so bad for them, actually. And again, the Flyers are on a losing streak here too right now, but Rangers here 20, 22, and 6. The Flyers are 22, 16, and 8. And what does that mean? That means the Rangers are in last place still in the Metro Division, having cost you nearly 9.5 units so far this season. Philadelphia, they're not exactly great either, 12-7-5. At home, but I'll take the Flyers in this one. All right, and we'll see here. Maybe Timmy's going over in this one. I'm not sure. Panarin has to score because he's trying to get traded, says Timmy. Greg says it's a 3-2 Rangers spot. And Rangers, oh man, these Rangers. All right. Something's got to give, says Greg. Next up, the Islanders are on the road taking on the Flames here. The Islanders coming in off of a win here against the Edmonton Oilers last time out, 1-0. They won that game. Calgary, meanwhile, off of a win at Chicago the other night, 3-1. Here you got the Islanders, slight favorite on the road here right now. For New York here, they've actually won 4 of their last 6 games overall. Calgary's lost 5 of 7. The Islanders here are just 2-8 in their last 10 games in Calgary. You got Rittich in here, it looks like, and it's a big difference. I think if the difference between Sorokin and Rittich, in my mind, might be one of the biggest drop-offs between the starting goaltender and the backup goaltender here. And look, it hasn't been a great place for the Islanders throughout the years. That's for sure. Calgary did win last season both meetings between the two teams and have actually won 3 straight between them. 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Calgary's gone over in 7 of their last 9 coming in. They're also 12-9 to the over at home. The Islanders are 8-6 to the over as a favorite, although they've gone under in 11 of their last 14 games on the road. They have been going over here a little bit of late, 5 of the last 7. Calgary's gone under in 4 of their last 5 here right now. But again, long term, pardon me, seems like a lot more overs here between these two teams. So let's see what you got in the chat. And I'll try to keep it going here with the Islanders and Calgary on Saturday night. I'm going to the chat here, and we've got Timmy is on Calgary here, and Greg, he likes the Flames here as well to get it done against the Islanders tonight. Man, look, Calgary, they have won 2 of their last 3 right now. It's been tough. They're not great, but they are, kind of well above 500 at home anyway, like 12-7. The Islanders have had some problems here for sure. So give me the Flames here at home in this one. I'm going to take 3 home teams so far, and I'll take the Flames. Kraken are on the road at the Mammoth here on Saturday, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Seattle comes in here, a big underdog to the Mammoth here in this one. Look, the Mammoth are 24, 20, and 4. Kraken are 21, 16, and 9. Now, the Mammoth are playing a lot better than the Kraken here over the last few games, that's for sure. Mammoth right now have won 5 of their last 6 and 4 of their last 5 at home. They've also defeated Seattle in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. Seattle's dropped 4 of their last 5 and also 5 of the last 7 meetings here at Utah. Uh, uh, have gone Utah's way, but still, even matchups here, and we're seeing so many of these one-goal games right now. It does seem like you really want to trust the Mammoth here at home. I almost do, actually. Uh, Utah's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games coming into this one. Seattle's 17 and 24 as an underdog this season. You figure with these two teams, it does feel like an under here. So I think I'll take the under here in this one, even at 5.5 goals here with Seattle and Utah here tonight. I think Utah can get this puck line, but if it's going to be an under, it's going to be that much tougher. So I'll go ahead and take the under in this one. The two teams did meet back in December, and Utah won it 5-3 here at home. Timmy's going under here in this one, and Timothy Hawk is here to talk hockey with us, and he likes the Mammoth. So to win it, he'll lay a goal. And Greg likes it 3-1 Mammoth as well. So you guys are kind of feeling it like I am, like the Mammoth kind of keeps it going, and Seattle is struggling here a little bit. All right, we're doing a good job here tonight. Sergachev, 4 points, says Timmy.
Final.
All right, here we go with the Canadians are taking on the Senators. Hockey night in Canada with Montreal coming in here 26-15-7. Ottawa's at 22-19-5. Ottawa's won 2 straight here with wins over Vancouver and the Rangers. Meanwhile, for Montreal, couple of losses in a row here to Washington and Buffalo, but Montreal continues to be one of the best road teams in the league at 13-5 coming into this one, although this has always been a tough spot for Montreal. They've lost 6 of the last 7 games into Ottawa, and they've lost 11 of the last 14 overall to the Senators. Montreal's gone over in 14 of their last 20 games on the road. These two teams are a combined 56-38 to the over this season. Ottawa's 20-14 to the over as a favorite, and Montreal 15-9 to the over on the road, 18-8 to the over as an underdog. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over as well. So look, I'm going to take Ottawa here. I'm going to take another home team here with Ottawa, but this one sounds like a wild one here tonight with some of these overs. They did meet already twice this season. Montreal won 5-2. Montreal won 4-3 at home and 5-2 at home so far. This season, both those games went over as well. So I'll take Ottawa, man. But I don't know, on this board, this seems like a high-scoring game tonight. Here's Timmy. He likes it 8-3. See, I told you he likes it over. Greg says 4-3 Senators. Timmy Choo says Kapanen in there for an anytime goal. And Timothy likes the Habs to win this one on the road. Sonny's here too, but he was a little bit behind us. I think he's on the football game back there. All right, I'll take Ottawa here in this one. And poor Montembeau didn't get his name spelled right there. We left off the T. That's okay. Sorry, Sam. All right, Carolina Hurricanes on the road taking on the Devils here. Carolina has lost 2 of their last 3. They're 29-15-4, but they are in off of a win here over Florida last night, just 9-1. That's all. At home, they smashed one of the best teams, or smashed a good Florida team here to snap a 2-game losing streak. Meanwhile, for New Jersey, they're off of back-to-back wins over Minnesota and Seattle. They dumped Seattle 3-2 in overtime last time out to get that win. For the Devils here, Devils are 12-8 at home, 11-8 as a favorite, but Carolina 28 and or I'm sorry, Carolina's favored. New Jersey 11-8 is an underdog. I think Carolina's still favored here. Yeah, $1.15 for sure. Carolina 28-15 as a favorite overall. So, they're a favorite here with Anderson between the pipes in this one. And looks like Allen in there. These two teams met here 2 weeks ago at New Jersey. It was 3-1 in favor of the Hurricanes. Hurricanes actually have won 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams overall. And also 6 of the last 7 games for New Jersey at home have gone under here. They're 8-14 to the under at home. Carolina's 9-13 to the under on the road. New Jersey's gone under in 12 of their last 16. However, Carolina has gone over in 10 of their last 15 overall. Carolina has won 5 of their last 7, and New Jersey's lost 8 of their last 12. But again, 1-2 in a row here. I got to take the Devils here in this one. Man, I'm on all the home teams here on Saturday night. Got to be a little bit of concern there, but I'm taking the Devils in this one. All right, here we go. New Jersey smokes them, says Timmy. Greg's on the Devils as well. Timmy's got Hughes to score if he's in this game. And no reason I don't think why he shouldn't be. In fact, Carolina's got a couple of injuries of note here with Ghosty. He's questionable, and Carrier's questionable as well. Hurricanes for Timothy, however. And Timmy says Canes just beat Florida after losing to a couple to Florida. So they get spanked by New Jersey. Okay, gotcha. All right, the Panthers are going to be right back at it. So, lace them up and get out there. 24-19-3. Just lost 9-1 last night. On the road. Now they got to travel to Washington here. They have been on a long road trip, man, right now, and maybe they're feeling the effects of it. Washington here has not played very well of late either. They just lost to San Jose at home in their last game. So, Florida, maybe they're getting a little bit winded here, but they've still won 11 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams overall. Washington's lost 12 of their last 18 coming in here, despite 19-14 record as a favorite. Florida's been one of the best underdogs in the league, but we said that last night too. 9-4 as an underdog. You got to think they're steaming here, though, and they're up against the Capitals team that they do play pretty well against. They've already beaten them twice this season, 6-3 and 5-3 at home. They're going on the road here to take them on, taking on the Capitals. Florida's 12-8 to the over on the road this season. They've gone over in 9 of their last 13 and 8 of their last 11 on the road. 10 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams here in Washington have gone over, and 4 of the last 5 overall. Washington has been trending under here of late. They're 11-15 to the under at home, but the first 2 meetings went for 9 goals and 8 goals. I got to take the over here in this one with Florida and Washington. Probably going to lean to Florida here, given the series history and the fact they're coming off a 9-1. The champs coming off a 9-1 loss. So I'm going to go over, though, in this one. All right. No problem, Sonny. We love you. We love you here. You type in those comments. I want you on record in the chat. Okay. And let's see here. Timmy says it could be a low scoring game, I think. Timothy Hawk, though, he also likes the over. Greg likes the Capitals here. Timmy says it could be. The total could move to 6 here in this one. Blue Jackets taking on the Pens here on Saturday night with Pittsburgh favored $1.25 here. Total looks like 6.5 flat here. Columbus 3 in a row right now with wins over Utah, Calgary, and Vancouver. You know, they've been a crummy underdog, but hey, they've won some games here in a row right now. Pittsburgh off of a win over Philadelphia 6-3. That's snapped a 3-game losing streak coming in, but Pittsburgh's still 11-7 at home right now. For Columbus, this has always been a disaster here, no matter what you say, but man, they're playing well. They're looking good. You know, Pittsburgh's won 18 of the last 20 matchups at home against Columbus. That's going to be tough to buck, but I want to take Columbus so bad here. They've lost 14 of the last 19 to Pittsburgh overall. They've lost 14 of their last 20 on the road right now. And Pittsburgh's won 7 of its last 10, 5 of its last 7 on the road. 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, despite the fact that Pittsburgh's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. So I'll take the over in this one with Pittsburgh and Columbus. Man, I want to take Columbus. Can anybody talk me into it? Because I thought they looked pretty good in this little winning streak. Maybe they weren't the toughest opponents. I get that. Utah, Calgary, and Vancouver, but I don't know. They got to know they lose always to this Pittsburgh team, and maybe they could get them this time. Here we go. Let's see. Timothy Hawk likes the over in this one. He also thinks it'll be a regulation draw, and Greg likes it 4-3 Penguins here. Man, I want to take Columbus. I should do it on the show. I mean, I want to, Malkin here for an anytime goal. All right, I'm taking the over, but you might see me on Columbus somewhere. All right, next up, here's the Leafs. You guys are talking Leafs hockey. Why not? I mean, come on, the Leafs. Yeah, they were hot. I know they've lost a couple in a row. Winnipeg, 4 in a row now. Who knows? Who can figure out this hockey? All of a sudden, here comes Winnipeg. They still are 16-12 as a favorite, 11-9 at home. Toronto just 7-11 on the road. Toronto had that disappointing loss to Vegas there last time out in overtime, and man, the Toronto crowd was there. But for Winnipeg here, wins over LA, New Jersey, the Islanders, and Minnesota. That's nothing to sneeze at here with Winnipeg and this roll that they're on. Kind of want to go back to them again here on a 4-game winning streak. Why wouldn't you? At this point, these two teams are combined 55-38 to the over. Winnipeg's 15-8 to the over at home. Toronto's 12-9 to the over on the road. Toronto comes in here right now having won 7 of the last 8 meetings against Winnipeg. They've won 8 of their last 12 overall, but Winnipeg with this 4-game winning streak still, they've lost 10 of the last 12 times at home to Toronto here. Winnipeg's gone over right now in 8 straight games. Toronto's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road. I'm going to take Winnipeg here, but I think we'll see some goals actually in this one. Let me see if anybody in the chat likes this game here right now. And the Leafs win in Winnipeg. The Jets have trouble with them. There is no doubt about that. Timmy, you are right, but I'm going to take Winnipeg. Greg says 4-3. Toronto there. Bobby McMahon, anytime goal for Timmy Two Shoes, and Timothy Hawk likes the over in this one as well. You got to think these two teams. I mean, these two teams are over teams here so far. They met back, remember, on New Year's Day, and it was 6-5. Toronto got the win. Ironically, that was the first time in over 12 months that the two teams had met. Bruins on the road taking on the Blackhawks here. Bruins, $1.20 favorite on the road here against Chicago tonight. Total 6. Boston's hot, man. Again, here comes Boston now all of a sudden. Who doesn't love hockey, man? Everyone gets a chance at a winning streak. Boston's won 5 straight. They've also won 8 of their last 10 games against Chicago overall. Chicago's dropped 13 of their last 20 and 7 of their last 10 overall. Boston's gone over in 6 of their last 9 coming in right now, and Chicago's gone over in 5 of the last 7 meetings overall between these two teams. But Chicago 19-25 to the under as a dog, 9-16 to the under at home. Boston here playing pretty well. This is a team they can beat. I got to take Boston to keep this going right now. Let's take Boston. This is a decent enough price here. It feels like $1.25. All right, and let's see here. Timothy says take Bedard for an anytime goal. And Timothy Hawk is on the Bruins here to keep it going. I'll take the Bruins as well. Here they are, those Predators. Well, this one's going to be tougher, I think, taking on the Knights right now. Probably too big of a number that people won't want to get involved with. But, oh, man, maybe this is a puck line tonight with Annunen going up against maybe Hill. I'm not sure at this point. It could be Schmidt. It could be Hill here, but I think Vegas probably can roll the Predators. We've been on the Predators. They're still hot, no doubt about it. But Vegas all of a sudden is heating up here with a winning streak here right now. So I don't know if I'm ready to get in the way of Vegas here, starting to heat up, get healthy here. Vegas has won 6 in a row. Nashville's done a great job. Thank you for the acknowledgement in the chat. We've been on this team and making money, but maybe have to draw the line somewhere here. Nashville's won actually 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, including back in December. Nashville won here in Vegas 4-2 in that game. So Nashville 13-19 to the under as a dog, but Vegas 11-6 to the over at home. Also, Vegas has gone over in 10 of their last 14 coming in here. I'm taking Vegas tonight on the puck line. Look, I've been leading the charge for Nashville, but tonight I'm going to take Vegas here and lay the 1.5. I'm going to take a puck line in this one. Timothy Hawk likes this one to go over. Greg agrees. He's got Vegas in a blowout here, and Jimmy says Schmidt is over. And he also says the Predators have kind of opened it up here a little bit. Yeah, they just had consecutive wins over Washington, Edmonton, and Colorado. But they are on the back-to-back here. That Colorado game was last night. The Knights are rested here after a pair of 1-goal games over LA and Toronto, but they've covered some other puck lines here of late. 7-2 over the Sharks, 4-2 over the Blues, 5-3 over the Blue Jackets. I'm going to take the Golden Knights on the puck line. All right, the Oilers are on the road here, taking on the Canucks in this one. And, man, poor Vancouver here all of a sudden. Not all of a sudden. They're in a big-time slump, and now they're running up against the Oilers, and doesn't feel like a very good spot for the Canucks here. Vancouver's lost 9 in a row. They've lost 6 straight at home. Edmonton's won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two. Edmonton's also won 8 of their last 12 games. On the road, Vancouver just 4 wins at home this season. They've actually been a better team on the road. They're 12-24 as an underdog. Need I say more? I mean, I'm on Edmonton here. Look, it could easily go over here with these two teams right now. Edmonton's gone over in 6 of their last 8. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over. First meeting, Vancouver did win it, though, 4-3 at home. But Vancouver here, big-time struggles. I got to take Edmonton. I'll take them on the puck line to win it by margin on the road. Timothy's got the Oilers on the -1. He also has the over. And want to say hello to UBCD for life. Thank you, UBCD for life. Great to have you. Okay. And I don't know what that, hopefully I didn't say anything wrong there, but good to have you, UBC for life. How about that? Okay, let's keep it moving here right now. Appreciate the comments in there. Greg here says Oilers 4-3. I know I can't put UBCD there on the screen, the comment, but we'll leave it because it might be, probably should delete it. I don't know. Jimmy Tushin says McDavid's been missing. Give him and Bobby McMahon anytime go parlay it up together. All right. Last up here on the show, it'll be the Kings and the Ducks here. Wait a minute, Kings and Ducks again. We just did this here, but hey, we got to play it back to back. That's the only way to play the Kings and the Ducks. We just saw them here play last night. We're going to play them again. Why not? Don't we have a better solution than this? No. Granted, we try to, keep every team playing the same amount of back-to-back, so there may be a little bit of that in there. This is just easier to handle, but the fact that they played last night is kind of bizarre. The result, it did go there in overtime, or actually went to a shootout. Anaheim got the win. Pretty sure we had them. Was that on the show here last night? No, actually, we had the over. We were bad here in hockey. We were hot in hockey, and now we went south there yesterday. No doubt about it. So we'll have to fix it up here tonight. But let's see what you got here in this one with the Kings and the Ducks. You think the Kings can come back and do it here tonight, or you think it's the Ducks again? It was 3-2 last night in that shootout, and looks like Forsberg, I got Husso listed there. Is that right? Husso is going to be in goal here for the Ducks here, possibly. I know Forsberg probably, for sure here on the back-to-back, but let's see how you guys have this one. Last game of the night here with the Kings taking on the Ducks, and how will the dynamic affect this coming right back together. Kings have still lost 5 of their last 6 now after that, but Anaheim, they've been struggling big time, but hey, they got the win there for their second straight win, so maybe they've snapped out of it after that 9-game losing streak. They beat Dallas and they beat the Kings. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, the Kings have lost to Anaheim, Vegas, and Dallas here as part of this losing streak here right now. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Anaheim's gone over in 11 of their last 13 at home. Also, they've gone over in 8 of their last 10 and over in 8 of their last 11, but I got burned with the total there last night. So can the Kings turn it around here against the Ducks, or the Ducks? Oh, man, this makes it tough, doesn't it? Back-to-back. They just went 2-2. Is 3-2 with the overtime game here. these two teams have been massive overs, no doubt about it. And they tightened up and went under last game. Although I will say the Kings are 21-26 to the under this season. It's just that they've been over right now in 8 of their last 11 until last night. We know Anaheim's already the highest scoring team in the league. You'd have to think here, maybe with the back of I may just end up going back to the over again. I'm on tilt a little bit after losing last night. Kings and Ducks over for Timothy Hawk. Husso's in, go over, right? I think that's what he's saying there. And yeah, I mean, no doubt, take a look at these numbers here for Husso. 3.33 goals against, and for Forsberg, 2.65 goals against is okay. But Husso, if he is in there, those are some inflated numbers for sure. That could we get another over here? At least I'm going to take the Ducks tonight. Give me the Ducks. I can't do it. Give me the Ducks over the Kings. Kings obviously struggling here right now. Maybe the Ducks have turned it around here for a couple of games. I'll take the Ducks. Here's Greg on the Ducks. And Timmy says take the Kings in regulation with Bill Husso in there. All right, that's going to do it here for Night Moves. What a show. What a night. Here, spent 2 hours with me. I love you for doing that. And please check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at my premium picks here for the action here on Saturday. Check out the handicapper leaderboards to see who's on. How about Al Ninos there? He's cranking there at the top of the boards. Man, now 75% there. Looking good. The VIP account doing pretty well. You see Ron Hahn up there doing a good job. Solo as well. Great start to 2026 for the crew. I think I'm up there somewhere, but we got to do better here so far. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Right now, I have a 3-pack of games over in the NFL. Got my 3 best bets there. So check me out with the divisional playoff 3-pack premium pass. There you go. Got my best 3 plays for the postseason right now. Profit guaranteed. I must win at least 2 of these games.
Final.
Or you'll get your credits back to your Tony's account, and you can use them on another handicapper, or preferably just roll back with me here right now. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15%. Man, we got 5 dozen of you in here live. Maybe I should go back to do some more college basketball. I love the attention. I love a full chat room with the chat pros. But, oh, man, come on. I got to get started on 120 college basketball games here for tomorrow and see what's up. So thank you, everybody, for checking me out here on Night Moves tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with more Night Moves. Take a look at the Sunday action in the NFL and other sports as well, NBA, NHL, and college basketball. That's going to do it. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate you joining me here on Night Moves. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.
Final.